All right, this is just another test, and I guess I'm going to talk a little bit and see how this microphone, if you can see, is working. Let's talk about just YGKYM in general and see how this goes. Four motions to open up YGKYM, and my best suggestion is for beginners is don't cheat, don't open it up right away, even though you know the 4 steps. It really does take a while for you to learn YGKYM. So first rule of thumb is feet together, heels together, the toes slightly apart, stand straight up, and at this stage you should already feel your center. Okay, you're not going through the 4 stages of YGKYM to try to find it. Already at this stage you already feel your center, and you want to maintain it through each 4 motions. Okay, stand straight up, just a natural relaxed stance like I am right now. First motion, sometimes I break it out into 4 couple breakdown points. 1, 2, 3 for beginners. Technically, this is the first motion, and you cross, flip, and pull back in 1 motion. The main goal of this motion is basically, if you notice, you'll see my chest cave in and the belly get bigger. And what you want to do is go from being top heavy and moving the center right here. Notice here I also go left over right, and that's the only thing in actually Wing Chun that's only one-sided. The reason you go left over right is simply so you don't crush the heart. So that's the first one. The second motion from here is bend the knees and tuck in. Now that is, well, I break it down 1, then 2. Technically that's 1 motion altogether. So if you can imagine yourself, here you are at the edge of the seat, you sit down automatically. What you're basically doing here is to make sure you push out the L4, L5 in the back right here, this region. So if you look at the side view of here, when I bend the knee, I bend here and then tuck in. But I'll be doing that all at once is the correct way. For beginners, I have no problem with you going 1, then 2, because it's much harder for you to control the muscles in the very beginning. Okay? After stage 2 of bend the knees and tuck in, all right, is open like this, just like that. Most common problem with this is usually when people open, they stick the butt out. Notice throughout each time I'm maintaining the center, and I want to maintain that center also when I do this. In addition, when you're a beginner, it's very difficult to actually open up. You may, for the most part, even some beginners can only open up this far. Eventually you can open up a natural motion like this, okay? And another thing about sticking the butt out, when you do that, also maintain that tuck when you do that, opening it up. You'll find out later on that stage 3 is actually a developmental stage for developing the front kick. So it's actually a stretch for that. And you actually see motions as far as hooking with it later on. So in stage 3, you open up. Let me get back in the stance. And then last stage is 4, you open up again. Notice the pigeon toe direction I have is just natural. You don't want to force it in like this. Just a natural pigeon toe. And you don't have to be too straight, just natural, going into this direction. Notice when I sink in, I'm not pinching in the knees like this motion. I'm going in the direction of my toes. Now usually at stage 4, you're at this stage where everything feels good. But if you notice, I'm not technically in my center right now. Look what I do. I'm basically going to go down the escalator to put my whole body into the center. Hopefully you can see that, okay? I don't do this. Okay, I do this. Now you can see I'm actually in the center now. All right, so that's how you actually put your entire body between the heel and the ball of the foot. That's where you want the weight to be. Once you get into this position, you want to hold it. You're constantly controlling it. Not once you're in this position, you're not like, okay, I have the center, that's it. It's sort of like just driving a car. You're going straight, even though the car's driving straight, you don't let go of the steering wheel. You're constantly adjusting the car to go a particular direction. So same thing here. Body's moving, everything's constantly moving, so little adjustments are okay. When you practice this, it takes, I would say, the first 5-6 minutes, you'll usually feel if you're already off balance. So in other words, if you see kind of any adjustments where you're like this, or like this, that means you don't have your center. Adjustments are basically small, where I go maybe a stretch here, a tuck here, and little minor adjustments like this. Once you get that process right, and then practice it, keep practicing YGKYM. It is the core and foundation of the Wing Chun Kung Fu man strength. All right, that's it.